Hi, do you want to know the secrets that top investors use to grow their wealth in the stock market? If you do, stick around because in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through my 5 top investment rules. Rather, I'll make it 9. My 9 best investment rules in the stock market, which will help you to grow wealth and hack the stock market. My name is Berlin. If you haven't subscribed, please press the subscribe button and make sure that you stick around to the end of the video because your future, your financial future will depend on this video. Your retirement will depend on this video. So let us go through the stock investment rules. The very first rule on the list is you need to set an objective. You need to set an investment objective. I don't know if you remember me telling you that your why will guide your how. I mean, you need to have an objective so that the objective that you have set is what now will guide the strategies or the methods that you use to invest or the strategies that you employ in your investment journey. Are you going into it for dividends, looking for passive income? Are you going into it for short-term gains or for long-term gains, right? So you need to have an objective. Some people do stock trading actively, as in this is their daily core business. They wake up in the morning and they monitor the markets every minute, every move they monitor the market. Some actually do day trading. Day trading is when you buy in the morning and you sell in the afternoon, or you buy today and you sell tomorrow, right? That is active trading, right? Others will invest, like myself, are in the stock market for long-term gains, dividends and long-term gains. So you need to have an objective as you start your investment journey in the stock market. Another rule or another strategy in winning in the stock market is don't go into stock investing with emotions. You need to pack aside your emotions. Why? Because the stock market it's volatile. You'll wake up in the morning with share prices at $5 or 5 shillings, and then you go to bed when that same stock is at 1 shilling or at $1, right? So I'm not saying that is what happens, but stock prices are so volatile. So if you are emotional, if you panic easily and the share prices are coming down, there's a high chance that you will make losses. You are likely to make a panic sale and make a loss, okay? So you need to go into the stock market. When you're investing in stock market, you need to pack aside your emotions and stay focused on your objective. How else can you win in the stock markets? You need to stay disciplined. The stock market requires a lot of discipline. For instance, you are doing the dollar cost average method, yeah? And you have set aside, you had planned, your objective was to, your strategy, sorry, that is now your how. Your strategy was to push in 5,000 shillings or dollars every month. Then faithfully, every month, you need to make sure that you pump in that 5,000 in that specific stock. If your objective is to buy stocks or shares of a specific company worth $200,000 or shillings, yeah, then you have to make sure that every month, faithfully, you are pumping in the 100,000 shillings or the $100,000, of course, depending on which currency you're investing in. Yeah? So discipline is quite critical in investing in stock market. If the share prices go up, if the share prices come down, if you're on the dollar cost average method and you have set aside a specific amount for investing in the stock market, regardless of where the prices are, you need to make sure that you have followed through with your objective, that you have followed through with your plan. Another rule or another strategy that you can employ to succeed in the stock market is you need to understand the stock cycles, right? Like around this time of the year, we are seeing many companies, mostly banks, declaring dividends and paying out dividends. Normally, for instance, when a company has declared dividends, we see dividend investors going in for that stock, and so increases its share prices. Why? Because investors are going to buy that stock in anticipation that when the company finally pays out the dividends on the dividend payout date, they will make some benefits. Now, that is usually creates a demand on that specific stock, which then means that its share prices go up. Okay? And then after payment of the dividends, we see the share prices coming down. After payment of dividends, when now the demand has eased on that specific counter, on that specific stock, we normally see that share prices coming down. This is just but one such example in the circles of the stock exchange. Yeah? Now another circle will be the relationship between stocks, share prices, and interest rate. More often than not, when rates are higher, the share prices are low. Why? Because investors are shifting focus to the fixed income securities, the treasury bonds. Yeah, when the bond prices are when the coupon rates for the bonds were higher, investors, myself included, had more interest in locking those high interest rates. When the interest rates are lower, like now, the way they are low now, we've seen share prices increasing. So that's also another circle that you might need to understand when investing in the stock market. So understand the stock market circles so that you can know what you can be able to preempt, even if not with 100% certainty. But when you understand these circles, it will help you also to manage your emotions and to avoid the panic sales. Another rule for winning in the stock market is to go into it for long term. Do not keep your emergency money in stocks. Unless you are really good and an experienced trader, do not go into the stock with money that you want to use in 3 months. Do not buy shares with money that you are likely to use in the next 4 months. Go into stock for long-term gains, long-term growth, asset wealth accumulation, except in cases where you are an experienced trader and you have a full understanding on how to maneuver through the stock markets. If you don't, there's a very, very high chance that you will burn your fingers, right? So go into the stock market for long term. Remember in the previous video, I told you that for you to win during your retirement and to ensure that you always have money, the stocks is a good asset to hold in your portfolio. Why? I call it an infinite asset. Once you have locked in the good dividend stocks, these companies will always be paying you money whenever there's a dividend payout, for as long as you have the good companies, the good dividend stocks, right? So go into stock investment for long-term gains. Another strategy or another rule is to don't eat it all. What does that mean? I mean reinvest. Reinvest your investment, even if not all of it, a portion of it. You can take out 10% and reinvest 90%. You can take out 30% and reinvest 70%. Reinvest your investment, your dividends, so that your shares always increases. Okay, your number of shares increases. Remember, the more the shares you're holding in a company, the more say you have in that company, and at the same time, the more shares you hold in the company, the more payment you have, because dividends is paid per share. For instance, Bank is paying dividends of I think 1.5 shillings per share this year. So for those who are having 1,000 shares, they're going to receive 1,000 times 1.5. And those who are holding 100,000 shares, they're going to receive 100,000 times 1.5. You do the math. And you might say that you don't have enough money to buy millions of shares or hundreds of thousands of shares. It's not a problem. The trick is to start with whatever little that you have. Do you know that 200,000 shillings is enough to get you 100 shares in Kenya Re, the penny stocks? Okay, so everybody, I mean, the stock market is a place where everybody can invest. Unlike the treasury bonds where you need 50,000 shillings to invest, With just 1,000 shillings, you can start your investment journey. With just 500 shillings, you can start buying shares and start working your journey towards attaining financial freedom. So yes, start early and start with whatever little that you have. The trick is to continue increasing your shares, continue buying more shares, reinvest as you reinvest the dividends that you receive. Okay? How then will you know the specific stocks to take up or the specific shares to take? You need to do a market research. And you might want to ask me, Berlin, but I don't know how to analyze financial statements. That's okay. As I shoot out these videos, I'm not pushing them specifically to people who have a good understanding of financial statements, yeah? I'm doing them for everybody, anybody, including my grandmother, who understands English because I communicate in English, but probably did not go to school and does not have a good understanding of how to analyze financial statements, right? For as long as you have access to the internet, there's a lot of information. You can do background checks using, we have Wall Street, you can use the Financial Times, you can use Livestocks. There's a lot of information online on the performance of companies and different opinions on companies by experts, yeah? So you can rely on these experts' opinions if you don't want to use your stockbroker. Or you can also use these experts' opinions to counter-check the advice that your stockbroker is giving you. Some brokers actually shares with us periodically stocks that they recommend for us to buy or for us to sell. Like I know NCBA as a stockbroker does that. I know AIB as a stockbroker does that. I'm not sure about Old Mutual. I have never seen one from Old Mutual, but many stockbrokers do share information about stocks that can guide you on making decisions on which stocks to buy, when, and which one to sell if you want to dispose. Yeah? So you can use, there's a lot of information online. You just need to take your time and research on such information. If you're not able to, then you can enlist the services of a professional, like I have always said. So there you have it. The stock market is not something that is too complicated that you should be locked out. If you're planning for your retirement, I will still highly recommend that you consider taking up some good dividend stocks with potential for long-term growth. Why? Because like I had said before, this is one good asset that will earn you passive income throughout post-retirement as well, right? So please share with me in the comment section, have you already invested in stocks? Have you received any dividends this year, or are you expecting to receive dividends this year? If you haven't, could it be because the stocks you're holding are not paying dividends or have not declared dividends this year? Or is it because you have not started investing in the stock market? What do you think about the stock market? Do you have the risk appetite for investing in the stock market? Do let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please press the subscribe button and let's meet on the next video.